I'm pointing to the direction of what I believe is the Capitol. And what needs to happen in terms of people who otherwise have evidenced themselves having a feckless quality, to show some courage, to reject the false notion that suggests you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away, when in fact it's just reasonable. I support the Second Amendment, but it's reasonable to say we need an assault weapons ban. It's reasonable to say we need universal background checks, that we need red flag laws. It's reasonable to say that if you want to deal with violence in the community, you also got to understand it's not only about mass shooting situations, which are horrific, and it's about
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, back at it again. All right, today I'm checking out another video from our guy Benny, the Benny Show. Fox News anchor makes a nasty comment or joke, more or less, in reference to Kamala Harris. I haven't seen this yet. Someone sent this over to me, said I need to check it out, and I am going to do so. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. AskWiseToday@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me. You see my hat. You know where to get it. It's in the store down below. Man, support your man. And before we get into the video, we must have a quick word from our sponsor, Young G's Barbecue Sauce.
There are plenty of things to be grateful for this time of year. Family, friends, good company, and good eats. That's right, we'd like to extend our gratitude for making us a part of this great American holiday. Young G's Barbecue Sauce. Thank you, America. That's right.
Get you some Young G's Barbecue Sauce today. Link down in the description box below. Support a service disabled veteran-owned organization. The barbecue sauce is not only good, it's good for you. Gluten-free, low in sodium, and absolutely no high fructose corn syrup. Get you some Young G's Barbecue Sauce today. Give me 1 second. Let me slide the video in. Here we go. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. I'm a massive fan of our Constitution, our founding fathers, and our founding documents, and so it is with great shame and humiliation and pain that I report to you that via the way the Constitution was written, this person is second in line for the most powerful position on earth.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
What the was that? Kamala Harris is somebody who probably is very spectrumy. Probably somebody who has like an unbelievably low IQ. Kamala Harris doesn't seem like she'd be able to make her way really out of like a grocery store by herself. Kamala Harris is somebody who's clearly stupid. She's a dumb person. She needed a lot of help to get where she is today. And it certainly didn't come from her own intellect or her own capacity to maintain good staffers. In fact, everybody flees Kamala Harris's staff as quickly as they possibly can. Many people have fled Kamala Harris's side as quickly as possibly can, including many of her old boyfriends.
I will say this, though. Kamala Harris has benefited from pretty privilege. She, even as an older woman, she's still a nice looking woman. Obviously, when she was in her younger days, 20, a lot of guys probably looked at her as being exotic. Obviously, she is a biracial woman mixed between, some form. I believe she's Indian. Her mother's Indian. Her father is Jamaican, but he's actually what they would consider, I think, a Taino Indian or Taino Indian. I may be pronouncing that improperly. Let me know in the comment section. I apologize if I am. So she has it's a mix that you wouldn't see often. And a lot of guys are smitten by her look. And again, like I said, I've seen pictures of her from, back in the day, I guess the 90s. And I would assume she was in her 20s during that time frame. She's a very attractive woman.
Some of those embarrassing relationships have been caught on tape.
Long before she met Doug Emhoff, she dated some prominent men, including in 2001, former talk show host Montel Williams. Back then, he was the famous one and had to introduce her to the paparazzi.
Kamala Harris. Kamala.
Now, the whole world
Look at her. By the way,
Montel looking cool, man. Montel was that guy. You know, I know you guys remember the Montel Williams show, man. That was actually a really good show back in the day.
she's the side piece. He literally has his other girlfriend with him. And Kamala Harris is standing there as like the side piece.
Yeah, she doesn't look too happy.
How humiliating, how degrading, how utterly transactional and repulsive. Kamala Harris's old other boyfriend has also introduced himself. His name is Willie Brown. He's the mayor of San Francisco. And he wrote all about dating Kamala Harris and how he appointed her to posts for power because he was getting, well, his own post serviced, if you know what I mean. San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown addressed his past relationship with Kamala Harris in a letter, San Francisco Chronicle. Yeah, we dated. It was 20 years ago, Willie Brown said. Talked about how his relationship with Kamala Harris obviously set her up for becoming president because he appointed her to a bunch of big time commissions.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah. Pretty privileged. Again, pretty privileged. Willie Brown, for those of you guys that don't know, he was the San Francisco mayor back in I guess from 96 to 2004, if I'm not mistaken. And he obviously was a married man, but let him tell it, he was estranged from his wife. So they were separated for a very long time. He said they were separated since like 1981 or something along those lines. So he, was kind of free to do his own thing. And come on, man, let's stop it. Let's not act like we haven't seen older guys with power, take younger women under their wing. We've seen this happen. And he himself did say, I helped push her and help position her or put her in positions to help her career. He also said that he appointed her to some really high places right out of law school. She was the Alameda County District's attorney office, and she also held 2 highly paid posts in California's state commission. And then obviously he used his influence to help her in her first election. So it pays to know powerful people, and again, pretty privilege is a thing. Everybody keeps talking about all this other kind of privilege. Pretty privilege is very prevalent. It's still prevalent. It, in my opinion, it's always been prevalent. Pretty privilege. And you want to talk about someone who has maximized that to the 1,000th power? Kamala Harris has maximized it. She's gotten everything she could get out of that. And, to an extent, man, I can't necessarily be mad at her. I told a lot of people, anybody that would listen to me prior to, the election, the 2020 election, anybody that would listen to me, I told them, I was like, dude, don't fall for it. She's a fraud. And I was going down the list and people just did not want to hear me. They did not want to hear me at that time.
Willie Brown would also go to a party with his wife on one arm and his girlfriend on the other. So this is like a Kamala Harris thing. She was totally down with this style of a relationship.
Wow.
In a 1994 Los Angeles Times article about the California Assembly Speaker Brown's rush to hand out patronage jobs, described Kamala Harris as Brown's frequent companion, and said several people referred to Brown as a girlfriend, Brown's girlfriend. That report also cited a column that Harris was the speaker's new steady. When they met, she was 29 and Brown was 60 years old.
Almost a 30-year difference.
Ladies
What's
and
crazy? Nowadays, they would say that you are a groomer if you do something along those lines. That's what they would say. I'm just saying, that's what they would say these days.
This is what we call power gobbling. Kamala Harris gobbling her way to power, doing literally everyone and everything that she can do to get herself into a position of power so that she could properly F over, well, all of America, the way that she had F'd all the way to power. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Kamala Harris. It is well reported. And Willie Brown straight up says that he influenced, yes, I have influenced her career by appointing her to 2 state commissions when I was Assembly Speaker. These state commissions netted Kamala Harris over $400,000.
Sheesh.
Whoa. And made her
$400,000. That was in the 90s. So $400,000 in the 90s, in today's money, man, that's probably $800,000 or $900,000. Wow.
insanely powerful. So yeah, this guy totally, the Kamala Harris that you see today is because of Willie Brown, he says. That's politics for you, he says. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the story of Kamala Harris. Why are we recalling this? We're recalling this because Greg Gutfeld, somebody that we probably don't appreciate enough on this show and in this movement, and made the most brutal Kamala Harris joke, like an X-rated Kamala Harris joke, that I can't believe was allowed on Fox News, to be quite frank with you. A joke that I'm not sure I would dare make on my show. And we are perfectly happy to make potty mouth jokes.
I want to stop this for a second. I had to do the math on it real quick. I just looked at the inflation calculator. She was making $400,000 in like 1995, 96. Today's converted to today's money, that's $809,000. $809,493.44 to be exact. That is crazy. Fresh out of law school. You got lawyers right now, fresh out of law school, that would be lucky to make $60,000 or $70,000. Wow.
On our program, we find them entertaining. We're men, after all.
Pretty privilege. I'm telling you, pretty privilege.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Gutfeld said that Kamala Harris, the only thing she actually saw coming was Willie Brown.
Two words that should scare the crap out of us, and it's not Stelter nudes. Nope, it's President Harris. During an interview with the Wall Street Journal, the Veep said she's ready to step in as commander-in-chief. Quote, I am ready to serve. There's no question about that. Serve what, you ask? If it's anything more than a tennis ball, trust me, she'd be over her head. Of course, she means she's ready should something happen to the current president. Now, she also claims that everyone who sees her on the job, quote, walks away fully aware of my capacity to lead. No, they don't walk away. They run. In the first 2 years, more than 13 high-profile aides have left the VP's office, and that's through an open window. Now, it's worth pointing out that Kamala gave that answer before the Her report. It's one thing she actually saw coming besides Willie Brown.
Oh my goodness. Wow. He said this on national TV? Whoa.
No, he was always sneaking up on her. People are minds in the gutter. So she was worried about Joe's fitness for office even before last week's disaster. But she feels like she needs to reassure us, as if the thought of Kamala in charge is reassuring. Her Venn diagram hits that sweet spot between useless, clueless, and brainless. When Joe appointed her border czar, she got nervous because she never saw a C and a Z next to each other like that. But remember, for the longest time, we weren't supposed to criticize her for the same reason Biden picked her as VP. She checked more boxes than a grave robber.
Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, national treasure, Greg Gutfeld. Comedy gold. Talking about the Her report. It's one thing she actually saw coming besides Willie Brown. Greg Gutfeld actually got away with it.
Wow.
Got away with it.
Yeah,
just like Willie Brown did.
Wow.
With Kamala Harris. She's a model and an example for all women. Yeah, all right, okay. Tell me something that Kamala Harris didn't F over on her way to power. Name something. Because right now it's the country, our country, that is totally being effed over by these people that have clearly, like, an obviously, demonstrably, no morals, no self-respect. Kamala Harris, multiple times, happy to go out with guys who, like, introduced her as the side piece. Montel Williams, Willie Brown. How many more people are on that list? Who knows? These people are morally repugnant, repulsive, grotesque. Tucker Carlson, of course, speaking that truth, rings like a bell.
We told you that Willie Brown's girlfriend has decided that she knows more about COVID than the physicians and nurses who treat COVID. That would be Kamala Harris, a person with no adult skills, a person who can't figure out how to pronounce her own first name. That person is now issuing medical directives to medical doctors and demanding they obey. The media, meanwhile, seem to think that's perfectly normal. That's how bonkers things have become, and yet it seems to be accelerating.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson is someone who was happy to go hard in the paint at Kamala Harris, regularly calling her Willie Brown's girlfriend. It was the common moniker on his program for Kamala Harris. So Greg Gutfeld, I guess, taking up the mantle, right? Carrying the torch. But I'm not sure Greg Gutfeld will ever get a clip like this.
It's the same reason she started out her political career as Willie Brown's bratwurst bun. Kamala Harris will do anything to get ahead.
I got to say, when I look at her, you can feel the fear. And
you look at Tucker Carlson's expression here. Look at Tucker Carlson doesn't know his expression. You can tell he's like, oh my god.
Wait, hold up. I just got that. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, bratwurst bun. Bratwurst bun. I just got that. I'm slow. I'm sorry.
You can see it. Woo! One of my favorite things about Greg Gutfeld, I want to say this as like an appreciator of what he does, is that Greg Gutfeld also is fearless, much like Tucker. Greg Gutfeld is regularly defending Tucker Carlson by name on the show, on Fox, which is something you're not allowed to do. We have this on very high accord that you're not allowed to say the name, much less defend him. Fox News, I think, is currently in active litigation against Tucker Carlson and vice versa. So this is like obviously performative, but also practical. Yet Greg Gutfeld makes his own rules. And good for him.
Extorting Jerry Nadler with salad. Or blackmailing sports fans by threatening to cancel PBS. The fact is, Musk may be the last man standing between real freedom of speech and the suffocating block of the censorship industrial complex, which is made up of government, media, and tech forces. He realizes that advertisers have no spine and can be easily cowed by special interest groups in cahoots with political allies. If you don't believe me, I got 2 words for you. Tucker Carlson. Woohoo.
Wow.
Wow. Look at that.
Look how uncomfortable everybody is.
Amazing. And all those all those simps on Fox that are like, please keep booking me on Fox. Like, all of them are like, they wouldn't even laugh at that joke. Yeah. Good on Greg, man. What an unbelievably brave person. Not the first time also that he's made a Tucker Carlson joke. When Jesse Waters came back from paternity leave, he says, so the irony here is that you have a baby and we're the ones tuckered out. This is like the day after Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox. Amazing. Greg Gutfeld has called out Justin Trudeau. He's red in the face. Couldn't be red in the face because he's black in the face. Really good stuff, but nothing. I'm not sure anything will ever top this. Maybe the Willie Brown one will top this. Greg Gutfeld on the Women of the View.
Imagine a future where our pets can talk to us. It sounds crazy, but researchers believe that artificial intelligence may allow us to one day speak to other species. And right now, they're trying to do it with whales. Greg, as you think about these kind of communications, what would you want most?
I don't know if you
with
want
Gus and you.
Greg, you talk to whales for. I'm not going to say it.
No, if I want to hear what whales have to say, I watch The View.
Oh!
Sexist would say, I can't believe you would even think of that.
Oh my God. Yo, he teed him up. Teed him up. Oh man. Yo.
Ladies and
wow.
gentlemen,
wow.
What a setup. A national hero, somebody who is brave, and that's something that is an adjective that can't be said about anyone really left in TV. Maybe Greg Gutfeld is like the last guy that can be said about. But good on him. A hilarious joke, and well done. Gutfeld appreciation. Well,
appreciate you, Benny.
It's boy Benny.
Let's get out of here. Hey, man, let me know what y'all want me to know down in the comment section, man. What are y'all thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on Kamala? I mean, she said that if something was to happen to President Biden, she's ready to lead. That's a scary thought. But could she can she be much more worse than Biden? The entire ticket, Biden Harris, it is awful. It has been atrocious. It is a travesty what is going on in this nation. And honestly, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter to me which, both of them are bad. They're terrible. Is she worse than him? I don't know. They both look bad. Too many clips, clip after clip after clip of both of them looking bad. This is probably going to go down, at least in modern history. I mean, I wasn't alive way back when. I'm sure there were some administrations out there. There's some presidents and vice presidents that were just bad. But this is going to go down as the worst administration in modern U.S. history. Let me know what you guys think, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I'll catch up with y'all next time. America first. Keep God first in your life. I'm out. Peace.